In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 phrases that native speakers use in English and 5 phrases that you need to be using yourself in everyday, building your confidence and fluency in English. And also, I have a special offer for you at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. Hey you guys, it's Justin here with Fox English Learning, and I help learners become confident and fluent English speakers through one-on-one lesson, audiobooks, and e-course material online. Did want to let you know before we got into the video that there is a link in the description below that is an ebook that I put together on how to become fluent in English fast. So make sure you check that out, and also downloading that, I'll be sending you some tips and free things on building your English confidence and fluency. Also, how these videos work. I will be posting a phrase or vocab or some kind of video each week teaching you guys something in English. And then a few days later, I'm going to post a video test based off that material. So make sure you're listening, make sure you're practicing, and make sure you're going over these things so that you'll be able to build your confidence and become a better English speaker. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's see what are the 5 phrases that English speakers use and that you should be using also yourself. So the first phrase that we're going to go over is a greeting that you will hear all the time, and it is the phrase, "What's up?" Now, that is one you need to make sure that you're confident with, that you use and understand when and where to use it. So let's say if you were going for a job interview, that would not be the time when you should say, "What's up?" You would need to use a more formal greeting like, "Hey, how are you?" But let's say if you're hanging out with some friends or meeting someone outside of a professional setting, that is when you can say, "What's up?" And it's one that everybody uses that I know. So make sure you practice that one, practice saying it, practice using it. So go ahead and say it with me, "What's up?" And you always say it with a face and with a smile on your face and with some enthusiasm. So what's up? Doesn't mean they're asking you what's up or how's the weather. It just is a question that means how are you? And then you can flow from there. But that is a phrase that you need to be confident in and use as much as possible is "What's up?" And it'll also make you seem more of a confident speaker. Instead of saying "Hello, how are you?" to people, when you use the phrase "What's up?" you seem more confident, you seem like you have a better grasp of English, and you seem like a better English speaker, and you'll have more confidence in using the next phrase that you may hear someone say, and it sounds funny, but it's one that you'll hear people say more than you actually think. And that is the phrase, "Hold your horses." So go ahead and practice saying that one. It's kind of funny if you think about it if you're not a native speaker, but it's the phrase, "Hold your horses." Now, if someone tells you this, they aren't telling you to physically go hold some horses. They aren't saying grab horses or anything like that. It actually has nothing to do with horses at all. What this means in a nutshell is either stop, wait, or slow down. So if someone's telling you to hold your horses, they're telling you to stop. So say if you were driving extremely fast on the road and someone needed you to stop sitting next to you, they would say, "Hey, hold your horses." Or if you were running through your hallway at the school or doing something at home and your teacher or your mother needed you to stop, they would say, "Hold your horses." Now it sounds funny, but I promise you, you'll hear speakers say this, and you yourself need to be using this. So this is one that I want you to practice, especially with your friends. It's something cool that you can teach them. And I always teach my students, one of the best ways to learn is by teaching. So everything that you're learning in this video, make sure that you're teaching someone else that, and you'll be surprised by how much you are actually learning by teaching. So remember that phrase, it is "hold your horses," and it just means like wait, slow down. Doesn't mean to physically hold horses, but it just means to wait, slow down, let's go from there, and that's a good phrase. Another phrase that you will hear speakers use and that you yourself should be using is the phrase "for real." So go ahead and say that one as I say it. Make sure you're practicing it. Watch my lips, watch how I say it. It is the phrase "for real." And that one can be said for real, for real, for real, any kind of way. And what that means is that the truth? Is that really what happened? So say if one of your friends went to meet someone extremely famous, or the person that you would want to meet more than anybody else. Once they told you they met that person, a natural phrase that you could say would be "for real?" And it can be used in that context when saying, are you really telling the truth? Like, you really got to meet whoever it is, like, for real. So that is one you should make sure you're using, for real. And you can practice that one right off the back. Say your friend comes home, or your sister, your brother, your wife, your husband, mess with them. Use the phrase, for real? For real. So practice saying that one, use that one, and that's a good phrase that you need to know with being a confident English speaker. And this phrase actually may be my favorite phrase in this whole video of 5 phrases that native speakers use, and it is the phrase down to earth. Now, if you did not come from a background where you had much interaction with native English speakers, this one can sound funny and sound weird. What do you mean by down to earth? Do they have their head next to the ground? Are they laying on the ground? What does that mean? Now, this one actually correlates with the last phrase, for real. And I asked you guys an example. If your friend met someone famous, you could respond with saying, for real. And your next thing could be, were they down to earth? Now remember, that does not mean did that person lay on the ground. What that means is, were they a real cool person? So say if someone was famous, they may be so into themselves or think so highly of themselves that they don't know how to interact with normal people. They're not really down to earth. But when you meet a down-to-earth person, they're really cool. They're really kind of just a normal person, nothing special, just a normal, nice person. And I hope that can be said about me, is that I'm a down-to-earth person, that I'm just not, I don't think too high of myself. I don't think I'm above people. I have the proper perspective of who I am as a man. And that's, a lot of famous people don't. A lot of famous people may not be down to earth. But that is a good phrase to practice, down to earth. So let's get into the last phrase and let's see what that one is. So the last phrase in this video is another one that sounds funny, just like the one before, but it is the cold shoulder. Now when you hear this one, you're like, what in the world does that mean? The cold shoulder. It doesn't mean your shoulder's cold, and it doesn't mean that you need to heat up. What this means is that you're not paying someone attention, or you're ignoring someone, or just not listening to what they're saying. So say if someone hurt your feelings, or if someone made you mad. In that instance, you may respond by giving them the cold shoulder. If they were to say, hey, Justin, what are you doing today? And I would sit there and act like I don't hear them. That would be me giving them the cold shoulder. Not saying it's always the best method for friendships, but it is a phrase that you'll hear English learners use. And if you use it, especially around some native speakers, they'll be surprised and may think you yourself are a fluent native speaker as well. So just like all these phrases, they're so important to know them. I cannot stress or explain to you enough how much we as native speakers use phrases. We use them so much, and if you want to have a good grasp of the English language and be confident and fluent, you just have to learn more and more phrases. I love sharing this example about my wife when I first started teaching English. I was telling her about verb usage and about conditionals and different things in English, and she didn't know what they were. But you want to know one cool thing about my wife? She speaks perfect English, but yet she knew none of that, because you don't need to know those things to speak perfect English. Phrases are so important in learning how to communicate and learn how to think something and be able to express it to someone else. That's what's important when it comes to speaking English and being fluent. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's review these 5 phrases, and I'll also let you know about that special offer at the end of the video. So the 5 phrases we went over. The first one was, what's up? And all that means is how you're doing, how's your day, just a greeting that we would use that phrase in English. Remember, that's not a professional language, so if you went for a job interview, you wouldn't want to shake their hand and say, what's up? You want to use something different for that. The second phrase was, hold your horses. Remember, that didn't mean hold your horses physically, that just means you need to wait, slow down, or stop. The next phrase was for real, and for real just meant, are you telling the truth? Is that really true? Are you serious? And then the next phrase was down to earth. And remember, this is the one I hope I can be described as a down to earth person. Or if you meet a celebrity, they would be down to earth, that they would not think too high of themselves, but just be a normal person, down to earth, normal type of guy or normal type of girl. And the last phrase was the cold shoulder. And remember, that did not mean that your shoulder was cold or that you were freezing. What that meant is that you are ignoring someone or not paying them attention because they may have done something to upset you or to hurt your feelings. Remember that I will be making a test video this Wednesday for these phrases, and there'll be some questions and things for you to answer, and it'll give you some good practice with these, making sure that you're remembering and know how to use them. But like I said at the beginning of the video, the special offer I wanted to let you know is that I'm a private English tutor, and I have free trial lessons that I'm booking right now. So if you want to practice these phrases with a native speaker, go ahead and book a trial lesson with me, and I would love to get to help you in any way I can. It's totally free gift to you that will help you learn English. But I hope you guys have a great day and have fun learning English.